Last season, they walked away empty-handed and didn't have the season that they wanted. However, they have started the transfer window very well with the signing of Cunha, and Buemo looks like he's on the way. But which striker will Manchester United sign in this window? I'm here with one of the best content creators in the game, the one and only Saeed. Sit back, relax. It's Transfer Talk Live. Let's drop it up.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, lovely people. Hope you're well. Please do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Saeed, bro, I've got to start by saying thank you for making the time to do this. How are you, my bro?
Yeah, man, thank you as well, man. You know what I mean? It's a blessing, it's an honor to be on your channel, bro. Big up to the Kop-Ish community. And yeah, man, it's 1st of July, new beginnings for everyone. So hopefully everyone smashes their goals and whatnot in their lives. And yeah, enjoying the weather. But yeah, glad for you to be having me on, man. Big up to you, bro.
Nah, big up yourself, bro. Right, bro, let's get straight into it. You started off the window with a signing of Matheus Cunha. What's your thoughts on Cunha and how do you see him integrating into the team going forward?
Yeah, listen, I've watched him a while now, especially for Wolves, and I thought he was a wonderful player beforehand, and I thought always we need to sign that player, man. You know what I mean? I didn't know at first where he would fit because, you know what I mean, he's not really a out-and-out striker. He's more of a centre forward and someone that likes to drop deep and maybe play on the left. But when they looked at the new system with Amarin, I know it's not the best because we finished where we finished last season, but he can definitely, you know, play in the left 10 role, and I think that will suit him very, very well. Very, very good ball carrier, good strikes the ball well, scores goals, and I feel like he's got that character, that, you know, that personality that, you know, it's not phased by anything. I like them kind of players, you know. Yeah. Sometimes you get these players that, you know, they don't really quite feel like they're Man United player. They feel like they belong there. This guy's a character, man, and I think for me, Wolves last season got 15 goals. Really carried them in certain aspects, especially when they were really struggling. You know, before Vitor Pereira came in, there was games where he won on his own. So he's a very, very gifted footballer. And I think for me, it's one of them where we needed this sort of player. Yes, the fee is the fee and it's 60 million release clause, but we needed Premier League proven. We need someone who can come in and make an instant impact. And he's someone that I don't think needs time to bed in. Yeah, if we can't get this one right, then bloody hell, we're in for a bad season. But you don't, you can slot him nicely. You know what I mean? Like I said, the pressure, I don't think he'll feel the pressure. He's coming at a right age as well now, 26. You know, he's learned his trade. He's actually played his graft, Hoffenheim, Leipzig, you know, Wolves. You know, so he's learned his trade elsewhere and he's become the man he is today. So I think that's needed. Experience is needed, and I feel like he's coming now with a point to prove him, yo, I belong here. So I'm excited about this sign. I can't lie to you. This one makes sense. And I know rival fans are going to say, oh, but that player, you got him for a lot of money. Cunha, you would hope that a lot of Premier League fans can say, wow, that is a player there that, you know what, play. He's a good player. Very, very good player, you know?
100%. You say something there that I think goes over a lot of people's heads when you say he's a Man United type of player. And us as Liverpool fans, I think we say this, and I don't think there's many other fan bases that get it when we say that. Playing for a team like Man United and Liverpool, rivalry aside, it's a heavy burden to bear. We've seen so many players crumble under the badge, and it's no joke. What are the characteristics you see in Cunha that makes you think, yeah, he's got that oomph, he's got that personality, that character to actually thrive at Man United rather than succumb to the lights and the glitz and the glamour?
I think it's a bit of a, when he plays on a football pitch, you can see the aggression in his game. Like he's got that kind of like bite to his game where it's like, yo, he's not afraid to get stuck into tackles. I know he can be a bit overly passionate when he's obviously got a red card and whatnot, and he's had a few issues and whatnot. But he's someone that, you know, leaves everything on the football pitch, and I feel like he's got that kind of yes, he's got that Brazilian flair, but I think he's got that grit and that know-how, you know. And I feel like that's what you need sometimes, you know. We bought some players that you can see they don't really want it. This guy, you can tell he wants it. He wants to be the main. He wants to be the main character. He wants to live up to his name, and I feel like he's got that. I wouldn't say like players like Cantona and whatnot. They came into the football club and they had that sense of like, yo, I belong here. He looks like a player that, yo, he'll come in and instantly be a fan's favorite. You know what I mean? Instantly score a goal from the edge of the box and put it into the back of the net, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's going to be a top player. So I feel like he's got that self-belief that even in the Wolves team that he had, like, yo, man, we're going to score today. We're going to win today. Like, I'm going to score. I'm going to lead my team over the line. You need that players like that, man. That have got that hunger and that desire, that determination to make things happen, man. So yeah, man, I feel like he's got very, very good facets in his game that we would definitely be thriving off, man. So I'm excited, man. This one for me, like, it does excite me because it's like he's got very, very good for me qualities in his game, bro, that we are lacking right now. We are severely lacking right now.
Yeah, I hear it. I just want to go through your squad, bro, and I want to literally have a deep dive into the squad. So I want to start with goalkeepers. So currently you have Andre Onana, Tom Heaton, and Bayadir. If it was up to you, or even up to the club, do you think you'll look at a new goalkeeper? I know there's been murmurs and rumors, but do you think the club will actually go out and buy a brand new goalkeeper? And if so, which out of the three do you think is the one that's sacrificed?
For me, it's got to be Onana, man. Like, this guy needs to go, man. You've seen him, man. It's not it, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I thought I gave him a bit of time. I said to him, yo, listen, let's just back him and that, but mistakes galore. You know what I mean? He for me, the defense is almost disorientated because of him. Like, he creates anarchy, he creates stress, he creates, you know what I mean? Like, it's just everything about him, bro. It's not great for this Man United team. And he's the one that right now will be sacrificed the most. But then again, no one wants him. No one's really taking a gamble on him. His wages are very, very high. So his fee, what would his fee come up to? I'm not sure. You know, he's a player that's got a lot of baggage. And I feel like right now, who's willing to take that punt? Who's willing to say, yo, we need a keeper like Onana? Like, it's very difficult, man. Inter Milan sold him and got a better goalkeeper. You know what I mean? In my mind, you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's one of them where I've got a horrible feeling that he's going to stay because of the fact that we've got so much to do and so little time left. And I feel like he's almost going to be that guy that gets told, you know what, man? Yeah, maybe he's one game a week. He's not going to be big of an issue. You know, maybe one game a week because of the fact that we don't have Europe and whatnot. We can afford to keep Onana. There's no rush in going and getting a goalkeeper. And it will only happen if Onana has suitable offers. That's the problem with our market right now. We have to wait until they're sold for the replacement to come in. You know, like, it shouldn't really be like that, but with a goalkeeper, it kind of technically is. You have to get rid of them and then bring him in, or bring them in and then get rid of them. So, but it's difficult, man. Like, he wants to stay. He's made it clear he wants to stay. And, you know, why wouldn't you? You're Man United number one. You know, you live in life. Why would you want to leave?
Yeah.
I real though, as much as I criticize him, why would you want to leave?
You wouldn't. Fantastic salary. One of the best clubs in the world historically.
Yeah.
Number one. He's got the prestige. He's got everything there. You're right. What are the incentives for him to leave? I mean, I still think he's probably highly rated in Italy for his time at Inter Milan. But then you look at the Italian teams. Can they afford his salary? Can they afford the transfer fee? Does he want to go back to Italy? Again, it is a tricky one. If I was to ask you, if I was to put you on the spot, bro, and say you could sign a goalkeeper, who would it be and why?
For me, I wanted Chevalier from Lille, but I think it's going to be out of our reach. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think we could go and get him. I think he's a very, very good up-and-coming key goalkeeper. Very, very good talent. I feel like he'd be the one that I'd be looking at right now. If not, I don't really want Martinez. I know a lot of people said Martinez, you know, and I think people have said he could be a good option, but I'm not going to lie to you. I see a decline in Martinez that a lot of people might not see. They might say, oh, what are you talking about? But there is a little bit of a drop-off, a big drop-off. And then after that, you're looking at goalkeepers here, like, they're few and far between in terms of, you got Costa, plays for Porto. Mike Maignan, I don't think he's a keeper that everyone thinks he is, if I'm being truly honest with you. You know, so there are few and far between goalkeepers, and that's the funny thing about it. Like, you say you want to replace them, but the replacements aren't that great, if you're being truly honest with you. So, But I do believe you still have to sort out the problem though, and still get him out. You feel me? You can't just say there's not many replacements out there when you know that he's not a good goalkeeper. Even Bono last night. I don't know if you watched Bono. He was absolutely outstanding, bro. Bono was excellent. He was outstanding last night. So if you're looking at him as well, an option as well, it could happen. So there are options there, but again, like I said to you, it's about making the kind of having that leap of faith and say, yo, we're going to get rid of him now. It's time to go. Are you going to say to him, it's time to go, though? And that's the problem with us. We can't really say that right now because he's still here. And he's still right now. He's here.
Yeah.
So that's the big about him, bro. Speak.
Yeah, I hear it. People, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Also, the link to Saeed's channel is in the title, so make sure you subscribe and show him love as well. Big up to each and every. I've seen a lot of good familiar faces in the chat as well, like Uncle Rods and Big Yards and Lakers, Raul Thomas, etc. Big up everyone who's tuned in. Let's move to defense now, bro. Obviously, you implement the 3-4-3 formation. So I want to look at your three centre backs, and from the three centre backs to choose from, you've got Matthias de Ligt, you've got Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez, Lenny Yoro, Aiden Heaven, and you've also got Mazraoui who plays there. I want to start with Mazraoui. Do you think he'll stay as a centre back, or do you think he'll transition now fully to the right wing back role and compete with Dalot?
I think for me, right wing back doesn't really suit Mazraoui's game. I think he's more a right back than a right wing back. And I know that sounds confusing, but in a back four, he was playing better under Ten Hag. He was playing better under the manager, Ruud van Nistelrooy, when he was interim period. Right wing back's a difficult role because I don't know what he's asked for and the overlapping runs. Ahmad's more better in that regard. You feel me? There's a dribbling ability. There's a bit more space to kind of run into, and I think Ahmad, it's like almost like attacking role. And I feel like with that role there, you would favor, for me, Amad Diallo. With Mazraoui, his best performances have come in the centre back role in a back three. So in the right side centre back role, he's a bit more assured, he's good on the ball anyway, regardless. And I feel like for me, he's just more calmer. He's definitely defensively good 1v1 in wide areas. So, I think that suits him better for me. So having Mazraoui there has been very, very good. He's never really put a foot wrong, in that regard. So yeah, I'd rather keep him in the right side of the centre back role, and then he's a bit more versatile in that kind of area. So I feel like it's better for him, personally, for me anyway.
Would he be a starter for you in the right centre back?
Yes, he would. I would play, for me personally, him de Ligt and Lenny Yoro in a back three. That would be my kind of perfect back three right now. Centre back this season, I don't think it's going to be a priority. When you look at what we need to spend, what needs to be done, I don't think this season is a priority for me right now. I'm not. You don't
think there's one centre back you go and get, especially when you look at sort of the backups. You don't think so? You think that would be a
I think don't get me wrong. Yeah, we finished 15th, and I think you lot are gonna cook me. You don't need centre backs. Our defense wasn't really the issue. It was our midfield and attack. Yes, we were conceding goals, and yes, there was problems at the back, but a lot of it was down to Onana, and a lot of it was down to the fact that our midfield was not great, bro, and we were allowing space in behind, and then we were just getting cooked. There was literally no protection at all. So for us right now, at this stage, centre back, I would ideally want to buy maybe a central centre back, but there's a lot of players out there that can still be using a back three. Lenny Yoro, Heaven, who I think's been playing well. I don't know if you've seen Heaven, but he's played well. Martinez is going to come back, but he's not going to be coming back later on. De Ligt's there, Maguire, even though Maguire obviously has been there for a while, he's there as well.
Malacia, do you reckon Malacia will come back? And
Nah, he's cooked, man. I can't lie to you. It's kind of sad story because he was looking decent before his injury. Got his injury, then he had another injury, and then boom, finished. Class, bro.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's sad, real shame, bro. Because he had a little bit about him, but nothing now. That's it, man. He's done.
Fairs. The wing back roles. You mentioned Ahmad there, and that to me is the one where I was like, I can't imagine Ahmad playing there because I thought he was so good in the front three, especially when he got the brace against Man City, for example. Yeah. Against us, he was really good. However, as you said, he's played really well in that right wing back role. So you got him and Dalot on that side. You've got Dorgu, and you'd say Luke Shaw. Do you reckon Luke Shaw still stays at the club?
He's more of a
You
left.
reckon
Another one, I even add him. He's more of a left-sided centre back.
You think
can
so?
play
Who have
the
you got?
role.
Who have you
Left
got
wing
as
back.
competition for Dorgu at the moment? Then
Competition for Dogu is quite. That's the one where we really need a wing back as well in that area. Like we got this guy called Leon coming, but he's only 17. You know what I mean? So he's not going to be ready. You know what I mean? So it's difficult, man. Luke Shaw can play there if he needs to. You know, Dallo can go across there if he needs to. Mazarawi can go across there if he needs to. But at this stage right now, it is Dorgu. The good thing about Dorgu is though, he's a fit guy, and he's almost like a guy that doesn't really need almost like you know what I mean, bro? He's very young, very up and down, energetic. But one game a week, I think we can afford maybe a season where he's the main left back. You know what I mean? God willing that he stays injury free, but like he's someone that right now at this stage would be the one. So yeah, it's not ideal because he's still young and he's still learning and he's still not there quite yet. But it's just a reality right now we've got to deal with. There's other priority positions. And you see the way United now with Mbeumo, like it's taken a month now since he was told he would be leaving. You know, and you know, it's still not been done yet. So we need to get a move on in that regards, personally, for me anyway.
I hear it. Want to move on to the midfield as we've spoken about then. So currently for your midfield, you've got players like you've got Kobe Mainu, you've got Collier, who's just making his breakthrough. You've got Mason Mount, you've got Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, and Ugarte. You mentioned that you've been linked with Edison, a player that I rate really highly, a player that I'd love Liverpool to sign. Do you think that's the priority situation in your team right now, the engine room of the
Yeah, man, it's a big thing for us, bro. Like I know, listen, people talk about strikers and whatnot, but I always think midfield is where the game's won and lost, man. You know what I mean? And we've lacked it in that midfield for so long, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bruno, people can say Bruno, he gives a lot, he puts out a shift, he's whatever, he scores goals and assists. But the Europa League, man, you lot see the Europa League, he got exposed. You know, he kept losing the ball, and I think the physicality in the midfield too is difficult. When you're in a free, you got protection, you got guys that are behind you. He's a bit more. He wants to go forward. He's almost like he almost plays like he's a striker because he's that forward thinking, and he's almost, you know, he wants to be in around that edge of the box scoring goals. Sometimes, you know, going backwards and not understanding that his role, that he needs to be disciplined in that midfield. That's where his problem has been. And in the two, when you got Casemiro next to him, it's not ideal, bro, because Casemiro hasn't got the legs to get around him. You know what I mean? And Ugarte has not been in form for the past couple of months as well, and he's not been able to get a game time in the team. So you need someone like a Baleba, you need someone like a Wharton, someone who's got legs and someone who actually get on the ball and start moving with it. You need that power in midfield because, like I said, Tottenham, we got exposed. You know, I mean, not even against the greatest midfield, if I'm being honest with you, but we got exposed, and that shouldn't be really happening. Let's be honest, man. We can't be getting exposed in midfield. So United haven't really identified anyone. We've been linked with a few with Edison and Richard Rios, who I think is a great player. Yeah, but not been really any concrete, you know, news on signings in midfield, which is worrying because I look at everyone else in the Premier League. Everyone's improving their midfield. Everyone, you know, and that is a big thing, man. If you don't sort out your midfield, that's for me the foundation of the team, man. Like, you know, having midfield presence, especially when you play in the two, when you're then saying to the midfielder, right, I need you to create from that midfield. I need Bruno to create, you know, and that's the problem right now. That right there, not being able to have someone who can create in the 8 as well, having that feeling of you've got to create and defensively, it's a lot, you know, to do, man, to juggle. In a 2, in a 3, you can rotate. Look at PSG, they rotate their 3. One's forward, one's back, one's here. You know what I mean? But like, there's a rotation to it. Don't see it with it.
Is there an argument to say that maybe you move Bruno into one of the number 10 positions?
Nah, he don't suit that as well. I'll be honest with you. He doesn't have the dynamism to really play that midfield.
So is it Bruno plus someone else in the midfield then?
Yeah, it will be. It'll be Bruno plus someone else. It will be Ugarte or Casemiro for now. And I feel like that there, it's square pegs in round holes. It can work against the lesser teams, but when you try and you go against the teams that they're a problem here. They expose your midfield. You know what I mean? And that is a big issue there. So it can work against smaller teams. You know, the teams. Funny enough, I say smaller teams. We finished 15th, but the teams around you that you're meant to win, you can get away with having most of the ball and being the ones on the front foot. But against the bigger teams, that's where you get found out because this is space to run into.
And Kobbie Mainoo a couple of years ago was seen as the next breakout star for Man United.
What's
happened with him? And you reckon he suits playing in a free as well?
Again, he suits. When he broke out, he was in a free on the left 8, was it? Yeah, I think it was on the left 8.
Yeah,
and he was shining. Even for England, look at it, in a free, he was shining. You know, so I feel like with him, you need to understand that. You know what, man? Like, you can't play him in a 2 because I feel like he lacks that mobility in terms of when the game's stretched. Yeah, his game is not off the ball; it's more on the ball. Yeah, when you get him on the ball, he can dictate. He can do things. Like, a lot of players are not blessed with a lot of pace on the ball. Like, that's why you have to have control in midfield. You know, you don't want to be seeing players that are constantly running backwards. You feel me? A lot of the time, these players that like the Xavis and whatnot in this world, like, they were meant to be good on the ball, and that's where we don't focus on now in football. It's like, oh, but you know what? They've got to be able to run back and chase back. And how about you get on the ball and start making sure you're the one that's dominating the game? You know, so I feel like with Mainoo, that's the thing that has been his kind of problem in this United team, that he hasn't done that. But then the manager, for me, cannot be prioritizing off the ball and making sure the midfield is left wide open if you don't get a player like Kobbie Mainoo. People forget his ability. They're like, oh, you know what? He's finished and he's not the same player anymore. People forget, man. It's so easy to forget players like Mainoo because you're like, well, you know what, man? He's not been playing well here. What's going on here? But, you know, he's still a quality player, man. It may not be at United, though. It may not be at United. It may be at somewhere else. He actually learns his trade. I don't know. I hope not, anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Good player.
Big game player as well. Scored some fantastic big games as well.
Yeah.
So, very interesting. Let's move to the forward line now, bro. So you speak about Cunha taking up one of the spots in the 10 positions. You've got Mason Mount, you've got Marcus Rashford, who's coming back off loan, it seems. You've got Joshua Zirkzee, you've got Garnacho, you've got Anthony, you've got Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, Slung.
You've got a lot of names, but not a lot of quality from the outside looking in. What happened with that? Obviously, Mbeumo looks like he's nailed on to be signing for Man United sooner rather than later. Does he become the second number 10?
Yeah, he comes in. Yeah, he'll be the right 10, hopefully, in that side.
So do you have to trim your squad now then? Is it a case of
with one game week? Yeah, you could keep maybe 1 or 2, or maybe 1. You know, but then again, I think all of them want to leave, bro. You got to remember, Garnacho wants to leave, but he wants to stay in the Premier League. You got Rashford who wants to leave, but he wants to go abroad. You got Anthony who wants to leave, but he's waiting for Real Betis, who don't. Well, they say they don't have the facilities, but they have lost a lot of players now, so they have got the money. Cardoso went to Atletico Madrid. They lost someone else as well to Atletico Madrid as well, so they have got the money in that regards. It's just like, you know, they have to pay a fee that they think they can afford. Yeah, you know what I mean. So in that regards, it's difficult as well. In that, Sancho wants his wages. There's a reason why he didn't stay at Chelsea. He wants his wages, so that is a problem as well. Who else? Yeah, that's it really. And then obviously Garnacho one again. You know, the manager made it clear you don't want him as well. And that's a problem as well. You know what I mean? When a manager says you don't want him, then it's difficult to kind of get rid of these players, isn't it? Sometimes because it's like you kind of like leave a bad rep on them. But there's a lot of players to shift out, bro, and it's a lot of long time, not long left till the season starts, man. And people say, oh, you know what, man? There's still time left, but you'll see July just go past like that, bro. Yeah, the 1st of July now, and then it'll just bang, see you later. You know what I mean? So it's difficult. Nobody really wants, like Rashford now. He wants abroad now, but he's looking for a loan or swap deal or anything that can come his way. You know, and it's desperate times now. It's on big wages. You know, who's going to take a risk? Aston Villa had the chance to sign him for 40 million. Yeah,
they said no.
They said no. Aston Villa, you know.
Yeah, but Aston Villa, they're in a bit of a tricky situation with PSR.
They are in a tricky situation with PSR. But still, though, you would have thought that they'd be busting the guts to say, you know, Rashford, stay there. Once we sort our financials out, we'll look to you. You know, we got you. You know? Now,
Yeah.
what then? What then?
I hear it. So, out of the names, what about Mason Mount? Would you keep Mason Mount?
He's gonna stay. I wouldn't keep him, but he's gonna stay. You know what I mean?
So
That's the
he would offer cover for Cunha then, right?
yeah,
And then obviously Ahmad, depending if Dalot plays, Ahmad could offer cover for Mbeumo.
yeah, yes.
That leaves us with the striker situation. And let's be real, bro. Joshua Zirkzee, I actually rate Zirkzee. I just think he's playing in the wrong system. Hoyland, no man. He's got to go. And if you had a choice of a striker to bring in, you've been linked with Ekatike, you've been linked with Gyökeres. Who's the guy you go, this is the Man United shirt, this is the iconic number 9, go and run with it?
The thing is, right, I at the start of the window wanted Mateta because I was like, I look at the sign and I'm like, people might look at him and think, yo, he's not that great, but
he's a good footballer.
He scored double digit now for the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
He's someone that I think for me, like, low risk but a lot of reward in that regards. You know what I mean? And I think for me, that's where I was looking to maybe put the budget on the midfielders more so, and the two right. Because if you've got Cunha and Mbeumo, they're gonna get you at least 15 goals. You would assume so.
Yeah.
Goals each. So then you get the striker that gets you 10 goals there. That's a front four that's already got like what 50 odd goals there, maybe if you don't get between them. So you could got that kind of covered in that regards. Obviously, there's the Gyökeres of this world and whatnot, and you know, there's Osimhen, but these guys right now at the minute, they're just not attainable, bro. Like, no, like, you know, you're looking at the Isak one, how difficult it is for you lot. Right now, Osimhen doesn't know what day it is right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gyökeres got a row with his own club. His own club don't want to really, you know, don't want to let him go. Ekatike, yes, there's a price. Ekatike is one of them where the idea of Ekatike sounds better than reality. I feel like I can imagine him being a very good player, but then I'm also like, when he comes to Man United, can we take a risk gamble for a lot of money? Yeah. And then you've got Sesko and them, man. But God, Arsenal are looking more low. So the striker market, even though they're available, they're not available. It's weird. It's like they're on the market, but they're not on the market. It's kind of like it's just, bro. I feel like there has to be a domino effect, and I've said that. I think it might be Arsenal to make that domino effect happen. Yeah. If they get a striker, either Sesko or Gyökeres, the striker that they're going to get, that means then it's free for all for that other striker. If that other striker becomes, then all of a sudden they start coming out their rabbit holes and thinking, "Oh shit, have you forgot about me? I'm here. I'm here. I'm available." Yeah. It's like now. The problem is though, people have not made bids. People have not made moves yet. Official bids, official moves. Yeah. Once that happens. Right now, everyone's just in that period of just flirting around and just not knowing what they want. You know what I mean, bro? Like, and that's the problem right now. So it's difficult. It really, really is difficult because you kind of want to see some movements, especially in a position where we need to sort out ASAP. Yeah. You know?
All right. So there's a lot to speak about there. So far you signed Cunha. Looks like you're signing Mbeumo very soon.
Yeah.
How many other players do you think you sign this window? And throw me some names, bro.
Realistically, I'll say we go and get. The thing is, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I can't see anything after Mbeumo right now in my head.
You can't.
I can't right now, bro. It all depends on the sales. Yeah, big up Ash. Everything's dependent on sales, bro. If sales happen, that's when things can start materializing. It's a weird window, bro. Normally, we'd have our signings in. We'd know what we're getting. Now we're not.
Nah,
man. I think Mbeumo, Cunha, then after that, maybe you can see some things develop, man. We're waiting around to see what happens with the rest of the players, bro. Once that we figure that out, I think that's when we're going to know. No, we're not buying Nunes as well. We're not buying Nunes. So, all
right. I was going to pitch a little team, but fair enough. You sure you don't want him? You wanted him previously.
Never wanted him.
I mean, I think he cooks with Cunha and Mbeumo
previously, yeah. But now, no. Give me someone else from your team, and I'll take that.
Ben Doak.
No.
Okay. I'm just throwing names out there, bro. Obviously. What about
Give me McAllister.
You're mad.
Give me McAllister.
You're crazy. All right.
If he was McAllister, then I'll be happy.
I'm trying to think.
If he was McAllister, that I'll be really, really happy.
What about Tsimikas?
Nah, not really a fan of him.
Okay, we're trying to help you out here, bro. Obviously, Premier League champions and that.
Not for me, bro. Not for me.
Fairs. But bro, before you go, where can the people find you and subscribe and support you, bro?
Yeah, no, big up to you, man, Cal, man, for having me. Big up the chat, man. Like I said, man, you lot have been nice to me. You could have cooked me, you could have bantered me in the chat, but you didn't. So big up to you lot. But yeah, man, subscribe to my channel, Saeed TV. I just dropped the show before, so check that out. And yeah, I'm live later on about 5-6 o'clock. So come and find me on there, Saeed TV. Big up, man.
Will do. People, it's been another one. Transfer Talk Live. Saeed, always a pleasure, my bro. Always a pleasure doing content with you. Appreciate you, man. People, smash that like button, subscribe. We might be back later on this evening, so make sure you switch on that notification bell. Enough love to you all. Until we see you again, stay safe, stay blessed with Kopish. Right, people. Take care.
Peace.